This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So a tech millionaire is accused of using funds from a federal government company to sex traffic women onto his yachts. Greg Brady, 64, from the US, allegedly cheated on his then wife Claudia Brady using an online dating website to procure hundreds of women who he allegedly took on a private luxury yacht. Now, some of the women have claimed that they were raped or sexually assaulted whilst on board the vessel by Brady, according to legal documents filed by his wife or his ex-wife. Brady, who was in college with Mark Cuban, he bartended in the same place when they were both in college, is not facing any criminal charges. These allegations have actually been brought by his ex-wife in a dispute that came from a bitter divorce. The tech business is a Department of Defense contractor and was recently awarded a $62 million contract for the United States Air Force. His ex-wife, Claudia Brady, says his pattern was to locate women online, often through a website designed to cover for such activities named millionairematch.com. And his ex-wife continued to say that the pattern was to identify women he wanted to have sex with and pay using a one network funds, have them flown to the yacht in international waters where he allegedly raped or sexually assaulted them. Some women stated they were raped by Mr. Brady whilst on the vessel. Others managed to fight him off. According to a filing seen by the Daily Mail, stated the document contained evidence of text messages reportedly from one of the women who met Brady on another yacht named Noble House. She also claimed she was raped at Brady's $6 million penthouse home in Dallas. The documents claim that 5 women allegedly had a consensual or non-consensual sexual relationship with Brady on board his yachts. Amongst those women was allegedly a Colombian national who contacted Ms. Brady, the then wife, personally to tell her about the fact that Brady had transmitted herpes to her, the petition states. The suit also claims that Brady admitted he contracted genital herpes whilst in college. And one of the women in the suit was an employee of billionaire Mark Cuban, according to documents. Filing states her travel arrangements to the vessel were made by the secretary of One Network Enterprises using a company credit card. The ex-wife claims she still owed $4 million as part of the full settlement for the divorce after Brady sold his company for $850 million, whereas he's holding out because he claims that she stole information from that company. He denies all the charges. We'll keep you updated on that one as and when we get more information. We got a few updates now. Jeff Bezos' yacht, sailing yacht Kourou, has left the Mediterranean. The vessel spent some time at La Ciotat in France, the shipyard, at the end of the season, and the vessel left there a couple of days ago and headed to Gibraltar, which is pretty standard for yachts leaving the Med and heading to sunnier climates. They go there to refuel and get provisions before they make that trip across the Atlantic. Left Gibraltar on Wednesday after most likely, like I said, refueling, and heading to an interesting location named US XXX. So either the vessel is heading to an erotic nightclub or the captain is neglecting once again to actually enter the destination the vessel is heading to. Now remember, this captain, or whoever it is who updates the AIS, should I say, they're very secretive about where the vessel goes, even going as far as having the vessel's name removed from an arrivals website in Fort Lauderdale last year after we reported that the vessel was scheduled to arrive there. All right, we'll move on. The container vessel MV Ruby has been on what appears to be sea trials based on an AIS signal in recent days. The ship was picked up by UK media after suggesting the vessel was filled with potential explosive device, possibly putting the south of England at risk. I think the story was blown out of proportion, if you get the pun. The vessel is carrying ammonium nitrate, which is often used in rockets and other explosive devices, usually improvised explosive devices. However, it's also a fertilizer, which is the primary reason for it being mined. The vessel picked up some damage to the propeller not long after leaving Russia and was looking for a location for repairs for a long time before arriving off the coast of the UK, having been turned away from Norway. We allowed them to dock, though. The vessel had been docked in a port, and according to statements by local authorities, the cargo was offloaded they said they were going to offload the cargo from that vessel, and then it was going to continue on another vessel whilst this one stayed for repairs. Now we don't have anything to confirm that actually happened, but the vessel had made a short trip, probably after having some repairs, and it went back into this port, and he's still there right now. So maybe the repairs aren't fully finished. All right, we'll move on. The massive 142-meter mega yacht, motor yacht Nord, is docked in Abu Dhabi. Now, we reported on the yacht sailing through the Indian Ocean and around the coast of Oman, switching off the AIS across the entire crossing of the Indian Ocean until they arrived in Oman. The vessel was last seen near Oman, but she's now docked in Abu Dhabi, like I said, complete with functioning AIS, surprisingly. The yacht belongs to Alexei Mordashov, as we mentioned in the last video, and he's been sanctioned by pretty much every Western country for his work with Russian military in providing materials to build weapons and tanks and things like that. All right, I just wanted to make a correction in the last episode, in the last video. We talked about a ferry which ran aground in Croatia with 70 people on board, and we said that the ferry had been returning to port after having some issues with the ramp and ran aground there. Now, we said the vessel was still grounded on the rocks a few days later. However, we were later informed that the vessel did indeed sink not long after grounding. Now, we showed AIS footage to say that the vessel was still there, but that was actually old footage, hadn't been broadcasting for 3.5 days. So yeah, so the vessel apparently sank. All right, we've got a Friday yacht spot. And first off, we've got most probably the craziest fishing vessel ever built. The yacht is named Motor Yacht Special 1, and it's the largest sport fishing vessel ever built, like I said. Pretty sure, as I said in the Monaco Yacht Show, it's the only sport fishing vessel to have a chandelier, but could be wrong. The yacht was built by Royal Husman in the Netherlands and is 52 metres or 170 foot. Now, the vessel is owned by Prince Turki bin Mukrin bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, also a contestant for world's longest name. The vessel cost approximately $70 million to build, according to Super Yacht Fan. All right, guys, we're going to play you out with a video from the Coast Guard in Olbia in Sardinia. It's a time lapse of the salvage of the hull of the motor yacht Atina, which sank earlier this year after a massive blaze on board. Vessel capsized and sank, most likely capsized due to the water that was poured onto it to put out the fire. It sank in shallow waters and had to be removed because it was a danger to shipping. Now, we covered the story at the time, but you can see here the vessel being salvaged in this video. So like I said, we'll play you out and we'll catch up with you next week. All right, guys, be sure to check us out on Patreon. We just posted a new video on there today, and we post quite a few videos on there every week. So check it out, patreon.com/gsysman. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up there. If you've got any information for us, please be sure to send it to us. The email address and the ticket, you can get us on the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get us on Instagram, on Facebook Messenger, on Twitter, and on Threema. Be sure to like the video, very important for the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for future notifications. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.